I'll say this, but Trump's position in his philosophy, which is going to be probably a little bit different in some ways than his first administration. But here, what about globalism? What about one world government? There's no doubt. I find it interesting that, we hear this phrase that presidents are not elected, they're selected, which, okay, let's just run with that for a moment. I don't believe that the same group, the same deep state globalist group or whatever that has been trying to disrupt Trump for 8 years and even trying to kill him would then turn around and install him in. So what it tells us is there's different factions that are working behind the scenes within the globalist movement or the cabal or whatever. So that's not surprising. Why would that be surprising? But what it does is they're not going to go, well, Gary, man, we tried the best we could for 8 years to get rid of Trump. He's in. I guess we're just going to go sip our margaritas, in the Caribbean and take a break. They're going to double down. But globalism, well, I guess my question is globalism and the effort towards globalism going to continue, or is it going to take a break?
I think it's going to continue, and I think that the Far East is going to be much more of a factor than we've ever seen before. I keep reading about the armaments buildup in China, and Xi Jinping is definitely a power monger. And
Taiwan, right? He's looking at Taiwan.
Oh, yeah.
By 2027, he said it's going to be ours.
That's right. And Taiwan is a cultural and economic linchpin.
Yeah.
It stabilizes the Orient. And if he takes it, then we're rising to another stage of, shall we say, terror.
Well, you think about there's going to be massive amounts of bloodshed, but them coming in there, and let's say they had to take it in an extended war because of Taiwan's dependence on the United States weaponry, which we're giving them a lot of weaponry, and they go in there and it's full war zone. Who knows how long it takes? China's formidable. I don't think Taiwan could do it by themselves. But just economically, you think about superconductor chips, what that means for all of computers, which are everywhere now, and all of the rest of the global economy. It kind of reminds you of Revelation 6, where you have famine, you have pestilence, you have war. It seems like a lot of the seals judgments that could be there as it relates to something like that. In that sense, I guess what I'm really getting at, Gary, is that globalism is still going to be going full steam. They're just going to be going into the shadows. Like you said, with the East, that's going to be happening. China's there. We see in Revelation 16, the kings of the East. So they're definitely there in Scripture. But the rest of the world, they're just going to keep going. Trump might impede some things, but overall, there's no way. Globalism, the World Economic Forum, the World Health Organization, all the other things that are happening in Europe, they are heading towards a one world system. That's not changed. Trump can't stop that.
A one world system controlled by China. And you may have noticed lately that the Panama Canal, brouhaha, is bubbling up once
again. For those that don't know about it, explain that.
Yeah, the Panama Canal actually was given up by the United States years ago. And it functions.
We built it.
We built it. But hey, we don't need to control it. The locals can control it, and it's working beautifully, and it just has been. And the Chinese took one look at that and said, wait a minute, nobody's controlling this. We are going to start controlling.
Let's start blessing Panama with some money, some donations.
You've got it. And that has become an issue lately, and an issue that Donald Trump has spoken of, and he has pledged that when he is brought into office, he's going to change that situation. Mm-hmm. Okay, that is poking the eye of the Chinese emperor.
Absolutely.
And again, that takes us to another level of destabilization. And as far as I can tell, as far as the eye can see right now, there is destabilization on a global level. Europe is not doing too well. The nations of Europe, if you notice, there's a great influx of Islam into Europe now. Not just thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of Islamics. And they are taking charge in a way that only they can.